Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for clicking on this video, and thank you for being a part of this great family which is yet to grow. And I mean, it's 2023, a year of great possibilities and new beginnings for a lot of people, myself included. Like, I am receiving, child, I am receiving. But anyways, in today's video we're gonna be talking all things physiotherapy, pros and cons. I'm just going to be listing a few things that I think one should consider or think about if they are considering physiotherapy as a career path. And all of these are based on my own experience and my own opinion, so please do not take this as any educational advice or anything, but as something to actually think about if you are considering physiotherapy. And yeah, we're gonna get straight into this video. And guys, if my lighting is too harsh, I mean, the sun is very bright and this is the best sun I can get into my place. So I was like, let me just utilize what I have and see what we get. And here we are. So let's get right into the points. So I have my notes in my diary. I'm just gonna be reading off my diary, and yeah, that's that. First pro I would say is that physio is a very rewarding job because you get to help people, you get to build relationships with your patients. So it's a community where you not only live in isolation, but you live with other people, you get to see other people get better and become the best versions of themselves. And it's really rewarding to be part of such like a great experience, and to see someone go from, you know, being sad and having difficulties with simple daily activities or daily tasks and to being fully dependent. It's really rewarding. And if you really are someone who's really passionate about helping people, then this is one of the pros. This is the perfect, I think, job for you, depending also on other factors. But yeah, second pro of studying physiotherapy is that it is a very broad and vast career path to take. Even though a lot of times there are not a lot of jobs, but if there are opportunities, there are a wide range of opportunities to choose from. Like mentioned in my previous videos, there are different fields of physiotherapy that you can go into if you really want to specialize. Like, apart from being in the clinical space, if you feel like you don't want to be in direct contact with patients and people who are sick, but you still feel like this is what you want to do, you can go into research as well, meaning you'll have to get your master's and become a research physiotherapist, or even a lecturer if that's something you're also passionate about, the education route. You can also go into that. So it is really broad. There is a really a lot of opportunities or a lot of things that you can do, granted that the opportunity is available. The third pro is that you are constantly learning and growing as a physiotherapist. Like, your knowledge does not end after you graduate. So if you're someone who is stimulated by, you know, being challenged and constant growth, this is the perfect or this is a great career path for you as well. Because even though patient might present with the same condition, they present differently, and you know, there's constant research that's being done on different conditions, different treatment methods that can be used. So it's evolving as we go, and you know, as science change as well, the science of physio also change. So there is really a lot of stimulation, knowledge that you can gain, and learning opportunity within the physio space. Fourth pro is that physiotherapy can teach you empathy, compassion, and patience, because you can deal with a lot of difficult patients. And sometimes, you know, patients are also people, and being sick is not fun for anyone, and that can take a toll on them physically and mentally, and then they can also be rude. So you need to actually be patient with your patients. You need to be empathetic towards them and treat them with compassion. Honestly, there are people like you are, and just I think treat people the way you would want to be treated if you were in the same position as they are in. So it really teaches you how to actually come to a space where, or to a place in yourself or in your life where you're like, you know what, I really sometimes need to take things slow. And this, I think it grows out of just being a physiotherapist, and it's something that you can take into the general world where you actually meet people who are rude in stores, rude people everywhere you go. People are people, they have emotions, they have bad days. So I think it teaches you also, as much as you are a person and you have your bad days, and sometimes on your bad day you have to go deal with someone who's also having a bad day. So it really teaches you how to navigate such situations, and it builds character. Next pro is that after you complete your degree, you get placed. So in essence, you have a job after you graduate, which I think is a pro because it takes the weight of having to go find a job after you graduate, because you've been a student, you've been dependent, and now you have to be that independent adult. Now you have to go up most of the time in the job market to try and find a job. But with physiotherapy and other health degrees, you are placed to work at a specific government facility or place for a year. So I think that it eases you into the workspace, because like the first year I'm sorted, I really know that I will have a job. Most of the times though, because sometimes people are not placed because of shortage of spaces, whatnot, I'm not going to get into that, but most of the time you know that you have a job for the first year of post-graduation. So that takes a bit of the stress off of you. Now for the cons, the first one, I would say most of the time physiotherapy is very demanding physically and mentally and emotionally, because you're dealing with people come with emotion, and you have to regulate the way you actually interact with people and make sure that you do not offend people or you're not rude, because I wouldn't want to be treated for weeks by someone who actually shows no compassion towards me. So it can really be emotionally draining, so you need to take good care of your own mental health. And physically, because we use a lot of physical techniques for treatment, a lot of the times when you are in neuro rehab, that's when you carry patients a lot. But also in other specialties of physiotherapy, like if you're working with a lot of neuromuscular conditions, then you have to do a lot of joint mobilization, which requires sometimes, if you don't want to hurt your back, and also if you are small and petite like I am, you need to use your whole entire body in order to be effective. So you really need to take care of your own body so that you're strong and healthy in order for you to give the best care to your patients. The next one is the money, the moolah, darling. I feel like we are underpaid as physiotherapists, including other healthcare professions. I feel like it's an underpaid profession for the amount of work we actually do. We really do not get the recognition when it comes to that money. But what I can say in terms of the money, apart from being underpaid, the salary is capped. So there's very little room for you to actually grow in terms of getting more payment over the years. So you will get an increment, you will get a salary increment over the years, but it's not going to be that drastic to make much of a difference, honestly, in your salary. And the thing that I've noticed is that the older you grow, your lifestyle changes. There's certain things that becomes part of your life. You have kids, you buy cars or a car, you have a home that you have to maybe pay your mortgage on. So the older you get, the more money you need, because the more expenses you have. But the salary is very capped with very little room for salary increment. The next con is that it limits your time and place freedom. So for me, I really want to be able to move around, and I'm just that person who doesn't want to be in one place for too long. And if you're a physiotherapist, you can't do remote work. You really have to see your patients face to face. So you have to be rooted in one place. You have to be, you know, settled in that area where you're gonna be seeing your patients in, and that's a limitation for me, because I really want to be like, you know, 1 month I want to be in a certain area, the next month I want to move to somewhere else. And also you work like a steady 9 to 5 with freedom here and there, especially in public setting, but like it's really not that time freedom, because you literally have to ask for leave if you want to go somewhere. So it's really like you're working on someone else's time and on their basis, you know. So that's why I'm like, it limits you in terms of freedom of place and time, and that is a big con for me. It might not be an issue for someone who is more into like having a steady job, living in one place for a long time, you know, wanting stability. But I mean, for me right now, I'm still young, I really don't want stability. I want to be, you know, I want to fly, I want to soar. But yeah, it might not be an issue for someone who is more into like stability and, you know, having a fixed routine. But for me, it is a con. And the last one is the documentation and paperwork. You will write notes for days. Like, I feel like 50% of the time you see your patients, and the other 50% you're doing admin. Like, you have a lot of admin, because you need to make sure you record everything that you do with your patients, record keeping, and also just to keep track as well, and also progress of the patients. So you do a lot of notes taking, you do a lot of reports, you do a lot of billing as well. So there's a lot of admin that goes into being a physiotherapist, and in one session with a single patient, there's just a lot that has to be done. And yeah guys, I hope this video was helpful and informative for you guys. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comment section below and I'll try to answer them. And for me, that's it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.